Time to discover 50 more random fun facts to blow your mind. From the weird to the wonderful. Let's dive in. Number 1. Jackie Coogan, the beloved actor who played Oliver in Oliver Twist and Uncle Fester in The Addams Family, is believed to have taken justice into his own hands. After his childhood friend was kidnapped and murdered, Coogan allegedly joined a mob that stormed the prison and lynched the perpetrator. Talk about life imitating art. Despite his dark past, Coogan went on to leave a legacy in Hollywood and even inspired the famous Coogan Law to protect child actors' earnings. Number 2. Ever wish your farts didn't stink? There's a magical over-the-counter product called Bismuth Subgalate, sold under the brand name Devrom, that can make your gas smell less awful, or even odorless. Originally made for people with short bowel syndrome, which can create some powerful smells, it's perfectly safe for anyone looking to stay fresh. Whether you're stuck in a crowded elevator or just want to avoid embarrassment, this little pill might just be your secret weapon for stink-free living. Number 3. Did you know dead people can get goosebumps? Even after life ends, the human body still has a few surprises left. Goosebumps happen when tiny muscles contract, and after death, rigor mortis can cause similar effects. This eerie phenomenon can make the hair stand up, adding an extra spooky element to an already unsettling situation. It's all thanks to lingering nerve activity, proving that the body can still react to its environment, even when it's not supposed to anymore. Number 4. Male giraffes have a rather unusual way of checking if a female is ready to mate. They repeatedly headbutt the female's bladder until she urinates, then taste the pee to see if she's ovulating. If the pee test comes back positive, it's go time. While this might sound strange to us, it's just another day in the wild. Giraffes are all about efficiency, and this unique method ensures that they only put in the effort when it really counts. Number 5. Believe it or not, a full head of human hair is strong enough to support up to 12 tons of weight. That's roughly the size of 2 elephants hanging from your scalp. Each strand of hair may seem delicate, but when grouped together, they create an impressive natural rope. No wonder hair has been used for centuries in everything from ropes to wigs. So the next time you're having a bad hair day, just remember how powerful your locks really are. Number 6. Cockroaches have a pretty wild love life. Male cockroaches don't just woo their mates, they literally stab them. This bizarre mating process is called traumatic insemination, where the male drills his reproductive organ into the female's body to impregnate her. While it sounds painful, cockroaches have been surviving like this for millions of years. It's one of the reasons they're such resilient creatures. Love might hurt, but for cockroaches, it's just another day in the dating world. Number 7. The famous philosopher Jeremy Bentham might not be alive, but he's still hanging around, literally. His stuffed body is on display at the University of London, complete with his real skeleton, dressed in his favorite clothes. Although his actual head was once displayed too, it's now safely stored due to deterioration. Bentham's presence continues to inspire students and academics alike, proving that his legacy and his body have stood the test of time in the most unusual way possible. Number 8. Rainbows are more than just pretty colors in the sky. They're actually named because of how they're formed. The term rainbow comes from sunlight reflecting, refracting, and dispersing through rain droplets, creating that classic arc. But did you know there are also moonbows, dewbows, and glory bows? These rare variations occur under special conditions, showing that the sky has even more colorful surprises to offer. Nature sure loves to keep things interesting with its dazzling light displays. Number 9. A moonbow is like a rainbow's mysterious cousin, appearing at night when the moon's light reflects off moisture in the air. Unlike bright daytime rainbows, moonbows are usually faint and appear white or gray to the naked eye. But don't be fooled. Under the right conditions, you can see subtle colors. Moonbows are rare and require a full moon, clear skies, and just the right amount of mist. Spotting one feels like witnessing a secret nighttime phenomenon. Number 10. Ever heard of a dewbow? It's a tiny rainbow formed when sunlight hits dewdrops on grass, leaves, or even spider webs. These delicate little arcs are nature's way of sprinkling some morning magic across the landscape. Since dew only forms in the early morning, dewbows are fleeting and easy to miss. Next time you're out for an early walk, look closely. You might just spot a dewbow glistening in the sunlight, giving the world a touch of rainbow charm. Number 11. A glory bow is a fascinating optical phenomenon that appears as a colorful halo around objects, often seen by pilots flying through misty clouds. This effect is caused by sunlight interacting with tiny water droplets, creating a circular rainbow-like glow. People standing on mountains sometimes see a glory bow surrounding their shadow, giving it a mystical aura. It's like nature's way of saying, "Hey, you're pretty special." Spotting one feels like having your own personal light show in the sky. Number 12. The national anthem of Greece isn't just a song. It's an epic tale with 158 verses. That's right. This anthem is more like a historical ballad than a short patriotic tune. Fortunately, only the first couple of verses are usually performed at events, sparing audiences from a marathon sing-along. If you ever wanted to impress a crowd with a musical feat, memorizing the entire anthem would definitely do the trick. Just be prepared for a long performance. Number 13. Pregnant women have a unique way of figuring out if their water has broken. It's all in the smell. Amniotic fluid has a sweet, almost sugary scent, while urine does not. If they're unsure whether they're about to have a baby or just had a little accident, a quick sniff can provide the answer. It's one of those fascinating ways the body gives subtle clues, making it easier for expectant mothers to know when it's time to head to the hospital. Number 14. Those tiny white bumps around a woman's areola are called Montgomery glands, and they serve an important purpose. They produce a special oil that keeps the skin moisturized and protected during breastfeeding. Even more amazing, they emit a scent that helps guide newborns to their food source. It's nature's way of making sure babies find their way to nourishment with ease. So, those little bumps aren't just decorative, they're an essential part of the breastfeeding process. Number 15. Maryland might be famous for its blue crabs, but did you know its official state sport is jousting? That's right, knights in shining armor are alive and well in the Old Line State. Jousting tournaments, featuring riders charging at each other with lances, date back to colonial times and are still celebrated today. So, if you ever wanted to live out your medieval dreams, Maryland is the place to be. Just don't forget your armor. Number 16. Once upon a time, a massive 10-foot-tall ape called Gigantopithecus roamed the earth. Fossils suggest that these towering primates may have buried their dead, which hints at a level of intelligence previously thought unique to humans. Some even believe they could have inspired myths like Bigfoot. Though extinct now, their remains provide fascinating clues about ancient ape behavior and their mysterious lives in the dense forests they called home. Imagine running into one of these gentle giants. Number 17. If you thought blind people see only darkness, think again. Completely blind individuals don't see blackness at all. They see absolutely nothing. It's nearly impossible for sighted people to imagine, but it's like trying to visualize out of the back of your head. There's simply no visual input to process. Understanding this can help shift perspectives on blindness and what it really means to experience the world without sight. Number 18. Dogs might have a big appetite, but they also have a lot of teeth to match. Puppies start with 28 baby teeth, but by the time they're fully grown, they have a whopping 42 permanent teeth. That's more than humans. No wonder they're so good at chewing everything in sight. Regular dental care is just as important for dogs as it is for humans, so keep those chompers clean to ensure a happy, healthy pup. Number 19. Dalmatians are famous for their black and white spots, but did you know they're born completely spotless? When they're born, their coats are pure white, and their first spots don't show up until they're about a week old. Over time, their unique patterns develop, and no two Dalmatians ever have the same spots. That makes each one truly one of a kind. If you've ever seen a newborn Dalmatian, you might be surprised by how different they look. Number 20. Dogs have a surprising way of staying cool. They sweat through their foot pads. While panting is their main cooling mechanism, their paws also help release heat. This is why you might notice damp paw prints on hot days. Next time your furry friend seems overheated, Give their paws a cool rinse to help them out. It's just another fascinating way dogs are built to handle all kinds of weather conditions while keeping their tails wagging. Number 21. When it comes to speed, greyhounds are the fastest dogs around, reaching speeds of up to 45 miles per hour. That's faster than most cars in a school zone. Built for sprinting, greyhounds have lean, muscular bodies and an incredible stride that allows them to cover ground with ease. Whether they're racing on the track or chasing a ball, they're the true athletes of the canine world. If only we could borrow some of their energy. Number 22. Fleas may be tiny, but they have some seriously impressive jumping skills. These little pests can leap up to 350 times their own body length. To put that in perspective, if humans could jump like fleas, we'd be able to clear an entire football field in a single bound. No wonder they're so hard to catch once they get on your pet. Their superpowered legs help them escape danger and find new hosts with ease. Number 23. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backwards, and they do it with style. Thanks to their unique wing structure, they can hover in place, move sideways, and even dart backward in a flash. Their wings beat an astonishing 60 to 80 times per second, creating that signature buzzing sound. This incredible agility allows them to sip nectar from flowers with pinpoint precision. Nature really went all out when designing these tiny, high-speed flying wonders. Number 24. Crocodiles may look fierce, but there's one thing they can't do: stick out their tongue. Their tongues are firmly attached to the roof of their mouths, preventing them from moving it around like other animals. This adaptation helps them keep their airway clear while swimming and makes them more efficient hunters. So, while they might be all teeth and muscle, you'll never catch a crocodile playfully sticking out its tongue at you. It's just not part of their reptilian charm. Number 25. Starfish are fascinating creatures, but did you know they don't have a brain? Instead, they rely on a network of nerves to sense their surroundings and control movement. Their bodies are surprisingly complex, with each arm having its own nerve center to help them move independently. Even without a brain, they're expert survivors, capable of regenerating lost limbs and adapting to their environment. They might not be the sharpest creatures in the sea, but they sure are resilient. Number 26. Slugs might not be the fastest creatures, but they have an unusual advantage: 4 noses. These specialized sensory organs allow them to detect chemicals, moisture, and even light in their environment. 2 of their noses are used for smelling, while the other 2 help them sense touch. This heightened sensory ability helps them navigate dark, damp places with ease. So while they might look simple, slugs are actually quite sophisticated when it comes to sniffing out their next meal. Number 27. Only female mosquitoes bite, and they do it for a good reason: egg production. Male mosquitoes prefer to sip on flower nectar, but the females need the protein from blood to develop their eggs. Using their specialized mouth parts, they pierce the skin and suck up blood with surprising efficiency. So the next time you're scratching a mosquito bite, you can blame the ladies for your itchy discomfort. Fortunately, not all mosquitoes carry diseases, but it's still best to avoid them. Number 28. Polar bears may look white, but their skin is actually black. Their fur is translucent and reflects light, giving them their snowy appearance. This black skin helps them absorb and retain heat from the sun, keeping them warm in freezing Arctic temperatures. Underneath all that fur, they also have a thick layer of fat for extra insulation. So while they might blend perfectly into their icy surroundings, their true color is hidden beneath their fluffy white disguise. Number 29. Bats are the only mammals capable of true flight, and they do it with incredible skill. Unlike birds, which have rigid wings, bats have flexible, webbed wings that allow for precise maneuvering in the air. They use echolocation to navigate and hunt, sending out sound waves and listening for echoes to locate their prey. Whether swooping through caves or darting around in the night sky, bats are expert flyers that play a crucial role in controlling insect populations. Number 30. A newborn kangaroo called a joey is tiny, about the size of a lima bean. When they're born, they're blind, hairless, and completely dependent on their mother. The little joey crawls into the mother's pouch, where it continues to grow and develop for several months. Inside the pouch, it has everything it needs, from warmth to nourishment, Eventually, it pokes its head out to explore the world before taking its first hops. Nature's built-in baby carrier is pretty amazing. Number 31. Moths have an unusual digestive system. They don't have stomachs. Instead of using a traditional stomach to break down food, they absorb nutrients directly through their intestines. This allows them to process their meals quickly and efficiently, which is important since their primary goal is to find a mate and reproduce. Some moths don't even eat at all, surviving solely on the energy they stored during their caterpillar stage. Who knew these fluttering creatures had such a unique biology? Number 32. George Washington's dentures weren't made of wood, as the myth suggests, but of elephant ivory and walrus tusks. His dental issues were well documented, and he relied on these unusual materials to keep up appearances. The dentures were uncomfortable and stained easily, requiring frequent maintenance. Despite their challenges, Washington persevered, leading a nation while dealing with some serious dental discomfort. Imagine giving speeches with a set of tusk-filled teeth. Not exactly the most comfortable situation for the first president. Number 33. Reindeer milk is richer and fattier than cow's milk, perfect for life in the Arctic. With a fat content of around 22%, it provides essential energy for reindeer calves to survive the harsh conditions. The high fat content helps insulate their bodies and keep them warm in freezing temperatures. If humans tried drinking it, they'd find it thick and creamy, more like heavy cream than regular milk. It's the perfect fuel for these winter-ready creatures. Number 34. Goats and sheep are seasonal breeders, meaning they only mate during specific times of the year. This ensures that their offspring are born during seasons when food is plentiful and weather conditions are ideal. For most breeds, mating season happens in the fall, so the babies, called kids and lambs, arrive in the spring. Farmers take advantage of this natural cycle to plan their herds and maximize productivity. It's all part of nature's clever way of ensuring survival. Number 35. An elephant's sense of smell is truly extraordinary. They can detect water from up to 3 miles away. With their highly sensitive trunks, packed with millions of olfactory receptors, they can sniff out underground water sources and even distant lakes. This incredible ability helps them survive in arid environments where water can be scarce. Their trunks aren't just for smelling. They also use them to drink, spray water, and even show affection. Elephants really are nature's multitaskers. Number 36. Deer might look like they'd happily munch on hay, but they actually can't digest it properly. Unlike cows, their digestive systems are designed for fresh, leafy vegetation, like twigs, leaves, and grass. When given hay, especially dry or coarse varieties, they struggle to extract enough nutrients from it. This is why feeding wild deer hay in the winter isn't the best idea. Nature knows what's best for them, and their diet is fine-tuned to their environment. Number 37. A skunk has a famous defense mechanism, but did you know it won't bite and spray at the same time? Skunks prefer to avoid confrontation, giving plenty of warning before they unleash their smelly weapon. They stomp their feet, hiss, and raise their tails to let potential threats know they mean business. If they do spray, they'll conserve their stink for emergencies. The spray is incredibly strong and can be smelled from miles away, making skunks the ultimate defense experts. Number 38. The fear of animals is called zoophobia, and it can range from mild discomfort to extreme anxiety. People with zoophobia might experience rapid heartbeat, sweating, and panic at the mere sight or thought of animals. This phobia can be triggered by specific animals, like dogs or snakes, or by all animals in general. Fortunately, therapy and exposure techniques can help individuals overcome their fears. After all, animals are an important part of our world, and most are harmless. Number 39. Humans have a surprising genetic connection to slugs. We share 70% of our DNA with them. Despite our obvious differences, slugs and humans have many of the same basic biological processes, such as cell division and energy production. This genetic similarity is a reminder that all life on Earth shares a common ancestry. Next time you see a slug in your garden, remember that you're more closely related to it than you might think. Number 40. Chimpanzees are our closest living relatives, sharing an impressive 98.4% of our DNA. This close genetic link explains their intelligence, social behaviors, and even emotional expressions. Chimps can learn sign language, solve puzzles, and form complex social hierarchies. Their similarities to humans are fascinating and provide insight into our own evolutionary history. Whether they're using tools or showing empathy, it's easy to see why chimps are considered our closest cousins in the animal kingdom. Number 41. Fireflies are fascinating little creatures, and here's a fun fact. They don't bite or have pincers. These glowing insects are completely harmless to humans and animals. They use their bioluminescence to attract mates and communicate, lighting up warm summer nights with their beautiful flashing patterns. Despite their gentle nature, fireflies have an important ecological role, helping to control insect populations. So next time you see them flickering in the night, enjoy their harmless glow without worry. Number 42. Dogs may love table scraps, but some human foods can be dangerous for them. Chocolate, macadamia nuts, cooked onions, and anything containing caffeine can be harmful and even toxic. These foods can cause a range of health problems, from upset stomachs to more serious issues like organ damage. It's important to keep these items out of reach and stick to dog-friendly treats. After all, our furry friends deserve to stay happy, healthy, and safe from potential dangers. Number 43. No two tigers have the same stripes. Each tiger's pattern is as unique as a fingerprint. These distinctive markings help researchers and conservationists identify individual tigers in the wild. The stripes also serve a practical purpose, acting as camouflage in dense forests and tall grasses. Whether hunting or hiding, tigers rely on their unique patterns to blend into their surroundings. So, if you ever see a tiger in the wild, remember that it's one of a kind. Number 44. Donkeys have an amazing field of vision thanks to the placement of their eyes. They can see all 4 of their legs at once. This wide range of vision helps them navigate rough terrain and avoid potential dangers. Unlike horses, donkeys have a strong sense of self-preservation and rarely make risky moves. Their excellent eyesight, combined with their natural caution, makes them sure-footed and reliable companions for carrying loads across challenging landscapes. Number 45. At birth, a panda cub is incredibly tiny, about the size of a mouse, weighing only 4 ounces. Despite their large, cuddly adult appearance, baby pandas are born pink, hairless, and completely helpless. They rely on their mothers for warmth and nourishment, growing rapidly over the next several months. Pandas have one of the most dramatic size transformations in the animal kingdom, going from a tiny newborn to a 100-pound bamboo-munching giant in just a couple of years. Number 46. Oysters have a pretty unique superpower. They can change their gender multiple times throughout their lives. Depending on the environmental conditions and mating needs, they can switch from male to female and back again. This incredible ability helps ensure the survival of their population by allowing them to adapt to changing situations. So the next time you enjoy oysters, remember that they might have gone through a few identity changes before ending up on your plate. Number 47. The giant anteater is a truly fascinating creature, with an average length of about 6.5 feet, half of which is its long, bushy tail. With their elongated snouts and powerful claws, anteaters are perfectly adapted to feast on thousands of ants and termites each day. Despite their somewhat awkward appearance, they are excellent diggers and can tear into tough termite mounds with ease. Their long tongues can flick in and out up to 150 times per minute. Number 48. Hummingbirds have incredibly fast wings, beating an astonishing 60 to 80 times per second. This rapid movement allows them to hover effortlessly in the air while sipping nectar from flowers. Their hearts beat just as fast, reaching over 1,000 beats per minute when in flight. This high-energy lifestyle requires them to eat constantly, consuming up to twice their body weight in nectar every day. These tiny birds are like buzzing little energy machines in the natural world. Number 49. Dolphins have a fascinating way of sleeping. Only half of their brain rests at a time. While one hemisphere sleeps, the other stays awake to monitor their surroundings and ensure they come up for air. This unique adaptation allows dolphins to stay alert to potential dangers while still getting the rest they need. Unlike humans, they don't enter full unconscious sleep, instead experiencing a lighter, more controlled rest. It's just another reason dolphins are considered some of the ocean's smartest creatures. Number 50. Dogs have way more taste buds than you might think, about 1,700 of them. While humans have around 10,000, dogs still have enough to enjoy different flavors and textures. They may not be as picky as we are, but they can distinguish between sweet, sour, bitter, and salty tastes. However, their sense of smell plays a much bigger role in their eating habits. If something smells good, chances are they'll gobble it up without hesitation.